Holy shit, Justin, right to the right of it by like an inch.
No shit.
Like an inch. You hit between the metal plate and the wood.
Ah! Come on, motherfucker. Come on now.
You're gonna hit it on this one, dude. Just squeeze it off. What's going on, you guys? In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys my first long-range build. This is on an AR-10 platform. And yeah, I'm excited to get in with you. I put this together. I've been working on it for about a month, and my buddy and I, you know, we just got into it. Started setting up some steel, you know, 700, 800, 1,000, 1,400 yards, and you start flinging lead, and it becomes addicting. And then I started watching a couple videos online. One thing led to the next, and I was like, I'm gonna build a gun. So this is what we got in front of you today, is the gun that I built. Finally came together, got it out, zeroed the scope, and put some long shots down range, which I'll add some B-roll footage in. Pretty fun stuff, so let's get into it. Again, AR-10 platform. This is the 716i platform. It's an AR-10 chambered in 308. It's got a 16-inch barrel with a 1 in 10 twist. And then I put the Moab 7.62 resonator or suppressor on, which I'm super impressed with. And maybe another video I'll do a review on that if you guys would like to see it. Just leave it in the comments. And then what I did is, you know, obviously to build this so it's a sturdy gun and it's solid. I did add the PRS Gen 3 stock, which is an adjustable stock by Magpul. I went back and forth on if that's the stock that I really wanted to go with, but it's comfortable. I don't like the desert sand color, but I was kind of doing this build on a budget, and that was a used one that I got on Facebook Marketplace, which if you guys are in the market for items for your gun builds, go check out like Precision Shooting Facebook groups. There's a ton of people in there that are selling their stuff off, and you can typically get them for good deals. So I think I bought that for 60 or 70 bucks, then paid $10 in shipping. So, you know, to get a $259 stock, butt stock, drop down to a third of the price was definitely worth it for me to take the hit on the color. I might rattle can that, I'm not sure yet. But again, 308 I know is not the ideal long range round, but there's a Mullets in America, the long range shooting guy. You're awesome if you ever do watch this video. If you haven't checked him out, I'll try to link his page below. He inspired me to just stick to the 308. One, because the ammunition's a little bit less expensive than the standard 6.5 Creedmoor or the Tikas, or you know, even a 7 mag or a Grendel. Like, those rounds might be a better long range suited round, but for a budget friendly build, I wanted to stick to a round that I could still be, you know, still be competitive with and not have to pay a leg and an arm to get the ammunition. So that's why I went with the 308. And then the deal on the gun, you know, I went back and forth on if I wanted to go with this gun, and did a lot of research and reading. Because SIG is, they have a lot of their own proprietary parts. They don't mix and match very well uppers and lowers with other brands. That was going to be a problem, because originally I was going to get a AR-10 lower and then just do two different barrel uppers, and that would have kind of fixed my problem. Maybe I could have chambered a 308 and a 6.5, but SIG, they don't have an upper that will work with this lower, so I got stuck with just the 308. Truthfully, I've been super happy with it. Doesn't seem to have any issues poking out to 1,000, 1,400 yards. We just did it the other day, and super impressive. But the 716i, again, I don't know if it stands for an Indian, the Indian rifle, Indian Army rifle, or what that I really does stand for. But you know, there's tons of reviews on this gun. If you haven't went and looked them up, like, nothing bad to say about this gun. It is a little bit heavier out of the box than, you know, some other comparable brands. But again, for a long range build, and on this platform, a heavy gun is okay, because I'm not packing this thing around. I'm sitting down, I'm laying down prone, and I'm ripping round. So I wanted something that was comfortable in a package that, you know, was built for long range. So that's why I went with the 716i. I picked this gun up for, I picked it up for $1,000 with a SIG Tango MSR scope, 1 by 8 by 24, I believe it was, or 40, I forget. But I swapped the scope out and put that on my 5.56, my AR-15, and then I went with the Arkin Optic. I went back and forth on this, but I went with the cheaper option just because it was my first build, and from the reviews that I watched on YouTube, the SH4J Gen 2, it was still a great scope. So I think I paid $350 for the scope, and then I paid another $50 for the 20 MOA mount with the, all of the accessory kits. Most of the times, Arkin Optics has a 25% discount code running on their website. If you go on their website and they don't have it, I know code Texas Plinking, which I'm not associated with that code at all. That's just the code that I used. He's got a long-range precision shooting page. Super, super good guy. Kind of inspired me to build this rifle. Inspired me to definitely purchase the scope. And I've been nothing but happy with the scope. The little that I've actually been behind the gun shooting it, the scope is impressive. And if you guys are in the market for a scope, you will not be disappointed with this scope. I'll tell you that right now, right off the bat. This is a great scope. So the SH-4J Gen 2 6x24x50 first focal plane. You have your first focal plane, but you also have your zero stop elevation, your zero stop left and right. It's got the I am running mils in this scope. Some of you guys might run MOA, but I'm running mils, and again, nothing but impressed with this scope. It is a big scope, just FYI. This is not a scope you're going to want to put on like a hunting rifle or anything like that. In my opinion, it's too big, it's too bulky, there's better options out there. But for a long-range scope, for under $400, this is something that I don't think you could beat. If you got something, list it in the comments below and we can all check it out. But again, this is my gun so far. I ran a Osprey, it's a TJ bipod, BP88Q, and it was $60 at the local gun store. I picked it up. I know that there's probably better options out there, carbon options or whatever, but for me, $60 bipod compared to $150 bipod to do the same thing, and it's sturdy. Yes, it's a little heavier, but it's sturdy. I'm building a gun that I want to shoot out to 1,000 beyond yards, so I'm fine with the weight. It didn't bother me at all. So this is a little bit heavier build, like I said, but I'm happy with it. I got the 10 round mag versus the 15 round mag, obviously, just for the convenience of being able to get my gun, comfortably laid out and prone without my mag touching the dirt. That was important to me. And then for ammunition, because this is chambered in 7.62 by 51 and chambered in 308, some 308s don't chamber, they don't take 7.62 by 51. What I found, and I shot a couple different ammunition, a couple different rounds through this, what I found is the 150 grain Federal or the 147 grain Hornady Black seems to shoot the best, have the least amount of fouls, and this is probably what I'm going to build this gun around. I did sight it in with the 150 grain bullet, and then the 7.62 by 51, I didn't seem to see any difference in accuracy shooting that versus a 308. So just for keeping the cost effective, this gun was built for under $1,400. If we want to throw the suppressor in there, then of course then we can talk about that. It's an extra $400 suppressor, but I literally tried to build this as budget friendly as possible. So the platform itself, $1,000. That was with the scope. So maybe take $300 off because the scope is probably $250 used. So call it $750 for the gun. Then I paid $400 for the scope. So that gets us up to like $1,200, right? $7, $8, $9, $10, or $1,100. And then we paid an $800, so we're at $1,300 with the bipod. So, sub $1,400, I'm in this gun. It's a really, really comfortable shooting gun. I am going to go ahead and swap the trigger out, because if you guys have ever felt the trigger on this SIG 716i, it is a hog. It's like a 10-pound trigger. It's horrible, and it's definitely not the most ideal trigger for long-range shooting. For me, starting out, I'm actually trying to force myself to be good shooting this gun with a heavy trigger, because it's just going to make me more accurate when I actually go down to a lighter trigger, which I was thinking the Trigger Tech diamond trigger would probably be the trigger to put in this. Flat face, I do like flat face triggers, not opposed to a regular trigger, but that was just my thoughts. If you guys have any opinions on that, you have a better, more least expensive trigger that you'd suggest for a super nice competitive style shooting trigger, please leave it in the comments. I'll check them out. If you guys have a discount code, awesome, would love to see it. But yeah, I'm super happy with this thing. The suppressor, super impressive suppressor, super quiet. You know, screwed it on and had no issues at all. Didn't even wear my ears. I know some of you guys are probably going to hate with me on that, but if you could hear how quiet this thing is, I'm sure you wouldn't either. It was like not even loud at all. And it is a fully sealed suppressor, which, you know, not all of them are, but for an extra $500, I don't know if it's worth it. I watched a ton of videos on this thing, 6,000 round suppressor, and then people are actually finding that you can clean them out, get that carbon out of there, and then they go another 4,000, 5,000 rounds. So I'll probably be fine with that. But yeah, you guys, super pumped with this gun. I'm going to try to add some B-roll footage in, you know, shooting out to 700, 800 yards, which super exciting stuff. We were getting close at 1425. We didn't crack that nut, but we will be going back to crack that nut. So I'm more than happy, more than stoked. This thing has been super duper impressive. And yeah, I'm excited to bring more videos to you guys like this. You know, there's a lot of you guys on YouTube, if you guys have channels yourself, that put out great content that inspire me to go and build stuff like this. And, you know, this stuff costs money. So obviously, you know, if you live in America right now with the ding-dong who's running office, you know that things are getting tight. You know, everything is getting tight. Everything is more expensive. And this is one thing that I'll tell you that I did not want to skimp on in terms of build quality, but I also didn't want to spend thousands and thousands of dollars, because when we start getting into this long range stuff, I mean, some of you guys have probably spent thousands of dollars, $5,000, $10,000 on a gun, you know, with your optics and your complete build out, is just, for me, doesn't make sense. So this gun is comfortable. It's a great platform. It still pokes out to 1,000 plus yards. Optic, you know, sub $500, incredible optic, incredible platform. I get multiple rounds out of this thing. I don't have a bolt action, you know, and those are just things that I looked at. So I really, really like this gun, you guys. If you guys want me to continue to put videos out like this, please drop a comment and let me know. If you guys have any suggestions on videos, drop a comment and let me know. If you guys have any questions about this build, drop a comment and let me know. I will be watching and I will get out to you guys. And then in the description below, I will make sure to kind of put a little parts list together for you guys so you understand what this gun is and how I built it. And then, yeah, keep watching the videos, like and subscribe. And, yeah, I love interacting with you guys. Peace.
1,420 yards. Right? High and right. Did you see it? Yep. You could dial it left. You're good. Oh, low and right. I would leave that one. Yeah, go up one. Dial it a tiny bit more to the left. You're gonna get it now. Fuck, dude, so close. Dude, the dog ran in front of it. So close. Come here, dog. How do I raise it so? Never mind. Just, where'd you miss that time? Dude, fucking barely missed it. Like low or high? Low. Perfect left, right. Just low. Just low. I think I can hit it. My only last 3 shots. Is it recording? Yeah.